The summary of the trigonometric ratio is a SOHCAHTOA. The basic trigonometric ratios are the sine, the cosine, and the tangent. The sine, represented by S here, gives the ratio of the opposite to the hypotenuse. The cosine, represented by C, gives the ratio of the adjacent to the hypotenuse, while the tangent, represented by T, gives the ratio of the opposite to the adjacent. The trigonometric ratios are only applicable to right angle triangles. A triangle has 3 sides and 3 angles. A triangle where one of its angle is a right angle or 90 degrees is known as a right angle triangle. The side that is opposite to the right angle is known as the hypotenuse. Let's say here we have theta and here we have angle alpha. The opposite depends on the angle under consideration or the angle we are considering. If we are considering theta, the opposite becomes this side of the angle. Okay, let's say this is angle ABC. The opposite becomes side AB. But if we are considering alpha, the opposite becomes side BC, which is this. So as the name implies, opposite, the literal meaning, opposite, the side opposite to the angle under consideration is the opposite. So the first side to be identified is the hypotenuse. This is the first side to be identified. Then the second side to be identified is this opposite, the side opposite to the angle under consideration. So if we are considering theta, this becomes the opposite, and the third side becomes the adjacent. Tan gives the ratio of the opposite to the adjacent. Here we have tan theta is equal to 3/4. So since tan gives the ratio of the opposite to the adjacent, it means that the opposite tan theta is equal to opposite all over adjacent and is equal to 3/4. So 3 corresponds to the opposite. The opposite is 3 and the adjacent is 4. So here we have 3. The opposite is equal to 3 and the adjacent is equal to 4. So now we have a right angle triangle with 2 known sides. How can we find the third side of a right angle triangle? We use the Pythagoras theorem to find the unknown side of a right angle triangle. And the Pythagoras theorem states that the square of the hypotenuse is equal to the sum of the square of the other 2 sides. So we have h square is equal to 3 square plus 4 square. So this h square here is equal to 9 plus 16, which is equal to 25. And if we take the square root of both sides, square cancels square root, the hypotenuse is equal to 5. Here we are asked to find sin theta plus cos theta. So what's the value of sin theta? And the opposite here is 3. Sin theta is equal to the opposite all over the hypotenuse. The opposite is equal to 3 and the hypotenuse is equal to 5. And the cosine gives the ratio of the adjacent to the hypotenuse. The adjacent here is 4 adjacent to hypotenuse. The adjacent is 4 and the hypotenuse is 5. So the sum of the sine theta plus the cos theta is now equal to 3 over 5 plus 4 over 5. Same denominator, we just sum the numerator and bring out the common denominator, which is 5, which is 7 over 5. And in mixed fraction, we have it as 1 whole number 2 all over 5. Thank you for watching. See you in my next class.